So let's talk about the crowning energy. This is the energy influencing the entire situation. We have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords indicates to me, this is the sneaky man card. This is somebody stealing away, five swords and running away with it, okay? Doing something you're not supposed to, being greedy, or even, getting yourselves in situations where someone might do that to you, but I feel that all the people that are around you are in the upright position. So this is something that, an energy that you might exude, or it might come back around. So you just want to be very careful about actions. I feel that for a lot of you, it might just be, like holding back the truth, like lying by omission so that you don't hurt other people's feelings. Or it could be, that situation where I feel like there's an elephant in the room and no one wants to talk about it because they don't want to stir trouble. They don't want to create a dust storm. They don't want to ruin the friendship, or even they don't want to disrupt anything. So you're in a situation where you don't want to stand out, where you don't want to kick up a fuss, or you don't want to upset your environment, like upset the apple cart. Okay, so you're keeping something to yourself. I feel you're keeping something hidden, or somebody is doing that as well. So this is an energy that I feel permeating through the next 2 weeks, where there's an elephant in the room and no one wants to talk about it. So that's what I'm sensing first. So let's see. In the recent past, we have the Two of Cups. So this is a card about union. This is a card about a very strong soul connection with another person, where you might be far apart. You might be, in different countries, in different cities, halfway around the world from one another, oceans apart, but you still feel a very, very strong karmic soul connection to one another. So this is like flirtation. This indicates to me as well, it is greatly built on similarities. Two people who have a lot in common, who have a very strong foundation, who have a very strong friendship. And they're looking at each other thinking, maybe this can escalate to the next level, but they don't want to upset the apple cart. They don't want to do things differently because they don't want to ruin the friendship. So a lot of you are in this situation where you have somebody in your life already, and I feel like you have there's somebody circulating around a lot of you, where you're kind of like, they bring you emotional contentment, and you bring a lot of joy and, happiness into their lives. And I feel that both of you know that you would be like a perfect match for one another. So that's what I'm sensing here in the very recent past. What brings you to the present situation is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands indicates a situation where I feel that for a lot of you, whoever it is that you're interested in, there is some complications around, this situation that is not letting it manifest or play out in a normal way. So I feel like this might be interference from your external environment. This might just be opposition from people around you. Okay, there's something going on where things can't come together the way that it should, naturally and beautifully, and something that is really, really meant to be is being interfered or is being blocked by the people in your external environment. And I feel that it's not in a bad way, but it's more kind of like it's posing as a challenge. What is crossing this situation is the Page of Coins, and the Page of Coins deals with news about finances, about income generation, about money. So there's some type of financial entanglement that might interfere with the situation, and that is why you're facing a lot of opposition. I do feel for a lot of you, if this is a romantic partner, for example, I do sense that there is a very strong soul connection. I do feel that the foundation here is the Ten of Pentacles. So somebody might be attached, married, going through separation. I feel that somebody is in a stable relationship. and they've met somebody else that they have a very strong soul connection with. So there is this temptation about potentially stepping out of the relationship. It can come in from you, or it can come in the person that you're in from the person that you're interested in. But I do sense that the foundation is so strong that I don't feel you are going to act on your impulses. I hope that makes sense. So I feel like there is temptation. There is a very strong soul connection, but no one's acting on it, mainly because of the personal sense of responsibility. Because the Ten of Pentacles, when it's in the upright position, it basically indicates, generational wealth. It indicates freedom from financial worries, feeling very elated, very ecstatic, and having a very strong foundation on which you can build things of value. So this is a very, very strong foundation. It's a very strong family card as well. So I do sense that it's kind of like one of those situations, where you're in it through thick and thin, and no one is going to renege on their responsibilities to the other party. So it's a very, very good card. A lot of you might be dealing with an earth sign, and this is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And I do feel if it is a romantic partner and you see this strong sense of, this strong connection, I do sense that for a lot of you, they might be they might be the main obstacle to getting this union to come together. Okay, for those of you dealing with an earth sign, for those of you who are dealing with an air sign, for example, so Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, as a romantic partner, I do sense that there's potentially 3 people in the picture where you might be in a relationship, they might be in a relationship, but there's a very strong soul connection. So you're trying to decide if you should act on it. And I do feel if you're dealing with another air sign, they will most likely act on it. So, if you're dealing, for example, with another like Gemini or a Libra, I feel that they might solicit you and try to act on it, okay? But with the earth sign, they are the main obstacle. They are the main blockage. So in terms of what's coming in, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune usually indicates things turning for the better, okay? Situations improving, opportunities that will present themselves. And whatever it is that you've been feeling very stuck about, things are starting to turn, and you are going to see major, major transformation happening, things accelerating, and, things moving along very, very quickly. So this is pretty much a streamlined process, okay? This is the hands of fate pushing you along on the path that you are meant to be in. So this is a very, very positive card, especially as well. It's in the upright position. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords, I'm going to say that I feel like something is ordained. Something is like fated to happen. And, it takes me back to a lot of the classic literature when it comes to, books about great love and sacrifices and life lessons and things like that. And one of the things is that, especially in like Greek literature, they mention that, humans don't really have a lot of free will, and that the hands of fate will pretty much determine your destiny. And, stories like Oedipus, for example, where you can't really go against fate, where, it emphasizes basically the banality of being human, that we don't really have we don't really have agency. We don't really have free will when it comes to controlling our lives. But with the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords coming out, I do feel in a certain way that there is a situation that is karmic, that is very preordained, such as meeting that perfect person and then facing a lot of opposition, facing a lot of restrictions, facing a lot of blockages from your external environment. And you have to decide how you want to conduct yourself, okay? The Seven of Swords is about doing something and getting caught. And we also have the Wheels of Fate here. So it indicates to me, yes, there are all of these obstacles in your way and all of this opposition in your way. And So it's telling you more than anything, you know, what is it that you want to do? What is it like? What kind of person do you want to be remembered as? Because this is pretty much destiny at work here. And you might not have control in the situation, but you do have total control over your conduct and the things that you do and your actions, okay? So this is going to be a very, very, well, the next 2 weeks are going to be very important when it comes to your own sense of moral obligations to yourself, to others, and what you do is very, very important. So keep that in mind and, you know, conduct yourself accordingly in a way where you are in alignment with your, first of all, sense of moral integrity, and secondly, that you're doing the right thing so that there is no, I guess, backlogged karma that will come back to haunt you, okay? So whatever you do is going to be very, very important. And I feel as well with the Page of Swords in your external environment that for a lot of you, you are going to be able to find creative ways to get yourself out of this situation, okay? So you're going to be able to think outside the box because you're very good at that. And you're going to get some spiritual insights in order to help you navigate this situation and to get the outcome exactly the way that you want. So think on it a little bit. And, you know, ask your guides before you go to sleep, ask for some guidance, ask for some answers. And I feel that you are going to be able to arrive at some type of resolution to this situation. I feel like there's a lot of people interfering. There's a lot of opposition. There's a lot of blockages. Okay. And I also feel that there are like 3 people in the mix here. So in terms of the advice, you have the Judgment card, and the Judgment card indicates a brand new beginning. And the Judgment card is also a card about family reunions. It's kind of like getting the communication that you want, and it's the angel calling everybody in order for them to have some type of a communal meeting. So I feel for a lot of you, this might just be, you know, if it's a work situation where somebody is stealing or there is some kind of misconduct in the workplace and no one knows what's going on, this is pretty much about, you know, the boss calling the meeting, and the boss is going to figure out who it is that has been doing these things behind everyone's back. Okay, so this is like calling the meeting and everyone coming together so that they can decide on a resolution. I do feel for a lot of you, if this is going on in the work environment, it's creating a lot of hostility, it's creating a lot of resentment. And I feel that for some of you, you might be accused of doing something in a work front. And so some resolution is going to be reached, okay? So I feel that if you have been conducting yourself well, things will turn out in your favor. On the other hand, it goes both ways. You know, the Wheel of Fortune, it doesn't discriminate. So make sure you conduct yourself well, Aquarius. And I do feel that I'm hoping to get this video published early so that, you know, if you're doing something wrong for the love of God, for the next week or so, you know, don't just discontinue whatever it is that you're doing. We did just have a new moon in Aquarius, so it's pretty much the only new moon in your sign that you're going to get for the entire year. So what that means is it's a really good time for you to manifest things and to create opportunities for yourself, good or bad, for the rest of your solar return cycle for the rest of this year. So make sure you manifest positivity in your life and that you know, try not to resort to this type of behavior, okay? Because it is a sword energy. It is the crowning energy. So conduct yourself well, okay? In terms of your external environment, we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords deals with communication. It deals also with accusations. In this spread, whenever I see this person, I feel like someone is being very naughty. And this can be, you know, misguiding people by using your intelligence to misguide, using your you know, mental faculties in order to either get at the truth or to conceal the truth. And it can go both ways, but I do feel this is somebody potentially very mischievous in your environment. In terms of romance, external to you is an air sign. So in terms of romance, this is going to play out differently. So external to your environment is an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. And once again, going back to what I mentioned earlier about the love prospects, if you are in a relationship with an air sign, another air sign, I do feel that there might be some sneaking around back and forth between you and this air sign. If you are in, a committed relationship with this air sign, and you just want to be careful that you're not sneaking around, okay? Because I do feel that they're in the upright position, so it's not coming from them, but there might be some accusations is what I'm sensing here. For those of you who are out dating, you have options between the earth sign and the air sign. And I do feel there is some type of a stall communication possibly coming in from the earth sign, and the air sign is making him or herself available, okay? In terms of your hopes and fears, we have the Knight of Swords. And I feel like you're really excited about your love life. I do feel that for a lot of you, you're dating and you're having a good time, and there are a lot of suitors at your door. At the same time, I feel like you're excited about something. You're excited about potentially catching somebody in the act. Potentially, this is like charging into a situation with your full energy and power. This is like grabbing life by the horns and, going with it and not overthinking it and just, trusting your intuition enough where you can just jump straight into it. A lot of you are also hoping to be pursued. I feel that a lot of you are hoping for communication. A lot of you are hoping for somebody to just, jump the gun and pursue you. So going back to the initial message I mentioned about having this friend vibe with another person, and the other person, it's like you're both interested in each other, but you're skirting around the issue. So you're just hoping that somebody would just go for it. And you're hoping that you can work up the courage in order to go for it, but you don't want to. So a lot of you might be just shy and might be a little bit intimidated by this person in your external environment. And I feel that you're just trying to find the courage in order to, tell them how you feel, and or for them to make a move on you, something really swift happening. So you're hoping for an opportunity where you can possibly have alone time with them or something like that, where you can express how you feel. A lot of you as well are waiting on some type of a financial situation. This can be a job as well. And I'm sensing that, with the Seven of Wands, it indicates like defense. So financially, things are looking very good for you. And I do feel that you're very much sought after with the Seven of Wands here. So if you're in a consultancy type of position situation, or if you're in, work interviews or going through interviews for jobs, I do feel things are going to end up in your favor, okay? But I feel as well that there's a little bit of waiting before the resolution will come. And a lot of you are very sought after for your craft, for your services, and for your ideas that you're bringing to the table. Now, in terms of the outcome, the first card is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is, whenever I see this card, it indicates to me kind of like feeling a little bit mentally burned out and needing some type of rest, okay? It also indicates in this deck spiritual ascension. Taking a step back, looking at your life and figuring for yourself, who is it that I want to be, and how do I want my actions to coincide with the person that I want to be. So this is a very spiritual card, and it indicates that, not jumping into situations with gusto, and rather we are taking a moment and taking a step back to decide on the next course of action. We also have the Emperor here, and the Emperor is, I do feel for a lot of you, I feel this is very strong, a very strong authority figure that you're waiting on, okay? Some type of, some news, some communication, or something like that coming in from an authority figure. So both of these cards indicate to me that for, especially Aquarius women who are dating men, I feel that you have your heart out in front of you. You're ready to give it to another person. and you're waiting for this person to make a move. And I feel like both parties are waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're hoping that they would make a move. But I do feel that, you know, this is a stalemate here. In terms of your other outcome, we do have the Fool card, and the Fool card is telling you, you know, go for it. It's telling you, like, don't stay in that place of stagnancy for too long, because I feel the soul connection is very, very strong. And I do sense that the other person definitely feels the same way. I do feel that they feel the same exact way that you're feeling. So whoever it is that you've got your eyes on, and if you're looking at them and you're not really sure which way to go, I do feel that they feel the same way about you. Things are very like reciprocal. I feel like there is a mirror image of one another, and especially with this situation here. So just be very careful that you're not hurting anybody in the process. Okay, make sure that there's no, you know, third party involved, or you're not like unknowingly making yourself the third party or the third wheel. So just be very careful. If this is a work environment, I do feel that you are going to hear back, and something is going to come through for you that is going to open up a new channel, a new path a new path in your life. So there's like kind of a breakthrough. I don't feel it's happening right now, but I do sense possibly in the time of Aries. So that is going to run from, the Emperor is the card of Aries. So I feel like in the time of Aries, something is going to, some major traction, some major blockages will be uplifted. So that is going to run from March 21st to around April 21st. So